Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. This reading is for Sunday, March 7th, 2021, and I'm using the Marchetti Tarot. And let's see, 3 cards to help us with the day and bring in a spiritual message as well to help us heal our souls. So we have the 9 of Wands, the Lovers reversed, and the Ace of Swords reversed. Okay. So with the Lovers reversed being the theme, the primary message that I always remember with this card is that it's an opportunity to love ourselves. Of course, it's a very, relationship-oriented card, straight up. And it's, you can see in the image here, like this heart that's down in the middle, and Cupid, I guess. And there's the opportunity for love. There's the reaching out. But when it's reversed, it could be that there's been a breakup or the opportunity isn't there. And I think a lot of people are probably going through a lot of that, being that, the whole world is going through COVID, right? So getting together in a new relationship requires the internet nowadays, or a lot of hanging out with just masks on, which doesn't sound like much fun. It's fine if you're in an established relationship and you go out for a walk together, you go do other things out in public, but for somebody new, that's not going to work. Now, unless you just, unless you're of the mind to just ignore all precaution, which doesn't make sense to me, but some people do that. But primarily, again, back to the self-love. When the Lovers reversed comes through, to me the message is we're always needing to learn how to love ourselves. This can have to do with, I think what I really want to say about it is to remember that relationships are always mirrors. Let me bring the image straight up just so you can see while I'm focusing on it. That relationships bring in the opportunity to be mirrored for who you truly are. When you find the right person, they love you just for who you are, and you don't have to try and be or do anything other than that. There's so much beauty in just being your natural, real self. There's no reason to try to morph into what you may think that they need you to be, or how you're supposed to be and act and do and look, and, objectifying ourselves, all of that. So when we're in relationship, it's a testing period. This is just an opportunity, and the question with the Lovers is to find the harmony, find the place where does this feel like an inner marriage, where this person that you're with, are they trustworthy enough where you could give your heart without any reservations? I always feel like everybody deserves our love, but they need to earn our trust. And that's especially true when it comes through reversed. Because it could be that there's a disharmony, and there's a place where you can't decide yet, because you don't know yet. And it could be that you're fighting. And it could be that there's been some cheating on some level, or some betrayal on some level. It could also be that, there's a divorce in the past, and now you're feeling very defended about being in relationship. And if this doesn't have anything to do with, with relationship with others, then we could apply the meaning of needing self-love, learning self-love. And maybe the 9 of Wands in that situation brings in the element of not needing to defend against anything other than, is when you really love yourself, then it brings in the positive qualities of this card, which has to do with courage. I like the way he has some Sagittarian. There's a Sag symbol right there on the side of the face. Yeah. But it could be with the wands. It's a fire, fire sign. So you can go kind of fast and loose with the fire signs, like Aries, Leo, Sag. But I guess because it's a 9, it's more developed. Not that Aries or Libra are any less developed, but along the stages of the wheel, because Sagittarian energy brings in our belief system. So, this is a Gemini card, but to me it's also a very Libra card because it does open up to the other. But then, can you believe in them? Can you believe in yourself? Right? So there, we're in that place where we definitely have to kind of muddle through any adversity that might come up and find our strength. And, we've kind of, traditionally, there's a wall of wands. And it can show a place where we're a little defended because we've been fighting a battle for a long time. So if that's the case, we can let go of that, but we can also tap into the healthy, positive energy, which is, just stay very, courageous and determined. Keep determining. Keep the fire burning to love yourself through, no matter what may come in. Even with the Ace of Swords, let's turn it upright so you can see the beautiful dragonfly. Even now, I'll speak to the reverse message. Even when ideas aren't coming in and you're kind of feeling a little stuck, or maybe in the past a lover or partner lied to you, because that can be the case when the Ace of Swords is reversed. It can be a misuse of power, that it can be doubts about this relationship. Yeah. But again, when it's straight up, then you have the clarity. So we have to, when it's reversed, we have to look for where's the lack of clarity. This is just an obstacle, but what is it about? Well, because relationships are mirrors, they're always going to mirror back to us where we're not clear, where we don't know. Well, when we have trouble in relationships, when we're feeling defended about relationship and about ourselves, the mirroring in relationship can reveal the place where we didn't yet know, about ourselves, right? Like you can have an experience with a friend or a partner, loved one, where they're treating you badly and you don't understand why. And then you realize later down the line, it could take 6 months of healing work, but you finally figure out that they were just expressing their wounding, but it bumped up against your wounding, which was different and painful on both sides. But it really wasn't personal to you. They weren't trying to personally hurt you. It's just that they were in their own wounding and you guys both got triggered. So to find out whatever that is brings in the clarity. Then it turns this Ace of Swords right side up and you go, oh, I get it. It can be like if you're with somebody who, let's say a friend or loved one that you're with grew up in a home where they were never seen or heard, or not seen and heard very much or listened to. and and then you, let's say you came from a home that had to work really hard all the time, had to kind of keep your space defended because there was so much work, and you had to keep everybody protected. And then you and your friend or your loved one is just having a bad day, and they're needing more attention than you have to give, but you're feeling like you just still have to keep giving them whatever they need to protect them. And then maybe because it's the Ace of Swords reversed, like maybe they lash out and create some obstacle or some kind of disaster in the relationship, where then you have to defend yourself and go, hey, wait a minute. And then later on you realize, oh, but that's from my childhood wounding. And then they realize later on, oh yeah, that's from my childhood wounding. So then you can come together and say, oh my goodness, I'm really sorry, and you can communicate and clear everything up. No matter what the situation is, as long as there's communication and mutual respect, anything can clear out. It doesn't matter. That's why I always say, it's not so important to me to be married with a ring on your finger and legal, somebody legally obligated to love me. I would just only want somebody that I could, or all I would ever require in a relationship is somebody that I could grow with. And that's friend or love relationship. So keep that in mind. Do they have the consciousness to grow with you? But again, like I said, sometimes they're cheaters and sometimes they're liars. And if that's the case, you have to set that healthy boundary and say, no, sorry, unless it's the first time and they've realized what they've done and they're very sorry and they're trying not to do it again. You can try again. You can always try again. But, if this turns out to be a pattern, then of course you want to move on. So let's use the Animal Spirit deck and see what we get. Elephant Spirit says to learn from the past. Owl Spirit says you see clearly now. And Cat Spirit says to claim your independence. I think we had that kitty earlier in the week. I think. So these cards go together. I mean, there's a lot of past in the Nine of Wands. There just is. Because it took quite a process to get to that 9, and you're just about there, right? In fact, you probably are there, and at the 10, then it's done. So there's a lot to learn from the past when it comes to relationship. That's very, very true. And then once you have learned, once you remember, we have to remember elephants are about memory. Once you have that clear, beautiful place of learning from the past, then of course you see clearly. And of course that brings in the wisdom. And then you bring back another part of your soul that was previously unavailable to you, which brings in more life force that was previously frozen off, in the pain. Like once you go through the pain of the past and you clear it all out and you're in that clear place, you have more life force coming through, and your independent spirit comes through as well. So that's beautiful. Awesome. Okay, well, that's all I have for today, you guys. Thanks so much for listening. I love you all, and I'll be back soon. Okay, take good care. Bye.